Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Red Hot Chili Pepper Songs and Memories, where I talk about songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers and I talk about the memories they gave me. Now we're on day 27. I'm going to be talking about My Friends from One Hot Minute. Now, this is pretty much one of those Red Hot Chili Pepper songs where everything is not crazy. It's just like very slow. Like, Blood Sugar Sex Magic had Under the Bridge. Um, Californication had Scar Tissue and or Californication. By the way, had the Zephyr song. Uh, Stadium Arcadium had Snow, which I've already talked about. But One Hot Minute had My Friends. I think this is the third song I heard. I think this is the third song I heard from One Hot Minute, and I'm like, okay, this is actually a damn good song. I'm like, I was still kind of in denial about like it was pretty much a secret for me because I didn't want anybody to know that I liked any song from One Hot Minute. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this a secret. I'm keeping this a secret. And so eventually I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this a secret. And then I heard the song for the first time, and I remember like, okay, I really like this song. And then it was like a warm summer day, and I just decided to go around the neighborhood. Just walk around the neighborhood and just listen, like have the song in my head. Like, keep in mind, when I did that and the song was in my head, I'm like, I didn't download the song because I, looking back, I don't think anybody would care because not many of my friends knew who the Red Hot Chili Peppers were. Well, except like, or cared because like I think it was still on Stadium Arcadium, and nobody know. I don't think anybody who I hung out with knew that Dave Navarro was part of the band at one point. But yeah, I really genuinely like this song. I do. I still do like this song. I think the song uh I still think the song kicks ass. You know, I still because it's just a slow song and it just reminds me like I remember reading like, oh my god, the Red Hot Chili like an archive review of this song is like, oh, my friend is trying way too hard to be like the next Under the Bridge, and I'm like, I'm listening to the song right now. I'm like, not really. If anything, I think it stands out on its own, and I think like it's actually it's just as mature as Under the Bridge, and I'm really glad for that because like my friends are so depressed, and I remember like watching the video where they were on the boat and it was just a weird video to watch, but at the same time, I was just so distracted by the song. I was distracted by the song itself because I was like, oh, this song is actually really cool and really, like, fascinating, and it's really melodramatic. And right now, I'm actually, like, getting mixed up with my friends and, uh, what was it called? Tearjerker. Even though I shouldn't. But they're both equally. Well, Tearjerker is definitely a little bit more sadder, but my friends is like, holy crap. It's like, dun, 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 dun. My friends are so depressed. Instead, the answer. And I'm like, oh my god. It's like, and this. And I remember, like, when it got to the guitar solo or the bridge, it's like, oh my god, it's getting crazy. And I'm like, oh my god, this is actually a really good. Everything is just going crazy. It's not crazy, but there's just a shift in tone before it actually goes back to the. Instead, it's like I heard a lonely girl, and I'm like, okay, this is actually a really good song. I don't know why I didn't hear this earlier, even though it was like a year later after I got into the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it's like, okay, it's still a good song, but whatever. Ish. But yeah, this song just it it actually kind of hit me a little bit because I thought like when I heard the song for the first like for a few times, I'm like looking around my friends, I'm like, are my friends depressed? Because everybody has things on their mind like the future, but I know I'm kind of depressed, but what about everybody else? Like my friends around me are like they have things on their mind like relationships and whatnot, but I just remember like being really like a little bit more concerned for them. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna see how this is gonna play out. Like my friends are, so my friends are kind of depressed, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta be there for them, and that's pretty much how I went with it, or how I gathered. So, man, I thought I had a lot more to talk about. Maybe some other time, because One Hot Minute is a very underrated album. It really is. And what looking at my list right now, what's the last song I have for the list? Because I screwed up the list a little bit because I thought there were a certain number of days. But whatever. I'll take what I can get. So that's it for another episode of Red Hot Chili Pepper Songs and Memories. My Friends is a really good song. You should go check it out if you haven't. And I'll see you another time. Thank you.